Hello, my fabulous little Commodores. It's writing time, one of my favorite times of the day. Yesterday, we worked on beginnings for our story or writing a nice lead. Today, we are going to look at how stories end. So, the goal for today is to create a strong ending to our story with a feeling. Sometimes writers tell how they feel when they end their story, but they can also use action too to show how they're feeling. And we've discussed how important it is to pay attention to books that we read to see how those authors started their stories and ended their stories. Today we're going to look at how Koala Lou, which is one of my favorite books, ended. Let's turn to the last page. And this book is a really good book. If you'd like to listen to the story, you can just go to YouTube and Google, put in Koala Lou read alouds, and you'll find one that can read to you. And on the last page it says, "When the first stars of evening appeared in the sky, Koala Lou crept home through the dark and up into the gum tree. Her mother was waiting for her. Before she could say a word, her mother had flung her arms around her neck and said, 'Koala Lou, I do love you. I always have, and I always will.' And she hugged her for a very long time." And even though it ended by saying that her mother hugged her for a very long time, it didn't actually use a feeling word, but we know that hugging is an action that shows a feeling we're having. And that's a way to end your story with a feeling. I was also going to share with you a writing piece from a student of mine, and I'll read her entire piece, and then we'll look at the ending that she and I worked on together. "One day, I got a kite from Mrs. Underhill. I got dressed to fly my kite. We went outside. We lined up to fly the kite. It was so much fun taking turns flying my kite." And if you notice, she and I added an ending together. And her feeling that she was having was fun. That's what she decided, that it was a lot of fun doing that. So we changed her we didn't change it, we added to her ending when she said we lined up to fly the kite. And then we added, "It was so much fun taking turns flying my kite." Let's look at my story now. Now remember, when you get your story out today to work on the ending or to look at it, you're going to first read it in your best storyteller voice, and then you're going to try on revising your ending or making it better or stronger. So let me read my story in my best storyteller voice. "Over fall break, I took my kids to Hocking Hills. When we got there, we drove around the mountains to look for the trails. We wanted to find all the best places to hike. We found 5 trails that looked really cool. 2 of the trails had waterfalls. We love waterfalls." Here's my favorite part. "Eli got sick and tried to puke out the window, but got it on him and his sister. His sister started to scream. They yelled, 'This is disgusting!' I said, 'Oh no.' We went back to the cabin to clean up." And then you'll notice that I added to the end. "The kids all took showers and I scrubbed the van. It was a disgusting trip that we loved. And if you notice, I wrote the word love with all capital letters. And I know that we talk about how we're not really supposed to do that, but I'm going to explain why I did that today. Love was my feeling I was having. And I put it in all capital letters because it's almost like I'm yelling that word out. Because I really loved it so much. I even used an exclamation mark to show that I was having more emotion there as well. But since I couldn't yell it out in the story, I'm showing you I'm yelling it by putting all those letters in capitals. And the feeling I was having was love, but it was also a little disgusting. So I finished my story with a feeling by saying it was a disgusting trip that we loved. So friends, let's see what kind of ending you can come up with. What feeling you have with your story. I know I can't wait to read them. Remember to keep your stories so you can send them back to show your teacher. And you all will have virtual folders that you'll be taking back and forth between here and home. Just stick it in that virtual folder so you can work on it here at school when you're with your teacher, and you can work on it at home when you're doing your computer work. I wish you all well.